Let me tell you more. Some Melaleuca products that are out there that do change lives. And whether that be the Peak Performance Pack, I got my AM pack that I'm behind on. I may be taking that here in a second. Or Activate C, the immunity products that we have, Solumel, the list goes on and on. But the products that we have change lives. And I was talking to one of our marketing executives yesterday, named is Jody Grillo, and I asked her, she's from New York, and I said, "What's your favorite product?" She said, "It's Peak Performance Pack." I said, "Tell me what do you feel? What's the benefit you experience with that?" She's a competitive CrossFitter, and because of the Peak Performance Pack, she's noticing that her recovery is so much faster, and it allows her to do more. And so that's just one example of thousands of stories every day about how Melaleuca products change lives. And then the residual income, how those products with that reorder rate of over 96% creates the residual income. Do enough people know about that, how we have the solution? And the only way they're going to know about that is through all of you. But now that I have you, my question to you is, how much are you aware and do you believe that we have that solution? Because when you have that belief, that influences your posture and how you approach others with a whole different tone about you, a whole different mindset when you approach others. Let me share with you what I mean. Now, in your Leadership in Action magazine that most of you should have received by now, or it'll be coming through e-copy as well, on page 59 through, I believe, 62, there are 3 pages that I want you to really hone in on. And let me just tell you what is waiting for you. We have the 2020 income statistics that I'm sure you've seen this, but I don't know if you've really focused in on it before. So I'm going to do that for you right now. Here's what you need to know about these pages. First, 82% of Melaleuca are customers, and we are so glad that they're not interested in building a business, not interested in referring others. They are happy shoppers, and that's the backbone of Melaleuca. The products that we have and our real customers buying real products, shopping every single month, that's who we are. Now, for those of you that are building a Melaleuca business, here are the 2020 income statistics about what is possible. Now, right here, this is for Directors 3 in 2020. The income stats will tell you that the average Director 3 last year made $8,000 per year. Let me say that again. Average Director 3 last year made $8,000 per year. So when you think about the inflation that's happening right now across the world and all the challenges that we're beginning to see, as is Frank's message, how would $8,000 a year, $600 a month, how would that change things for you? And as you're approaching others and you're having those strategy sessions with your new category 2s and 3s, how might that change things for your family there as well? Let's keep going. Directors 8 through 9, that number jumps up to $32,000 per year. Again, what would $32,000 a year, supplemental income, residual income, how might that change things for you or for the people in your life, the people on your contact list? Lastly, I'm going to go down further right here. This is where you'll find senior directors through senior directors 9. Now, I don't want to oversell this. This is not senior director only. This is senior directors through senior directors 9, all those statuses. The average income last year was $68,000. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. That takes a lot of hard work, as Kim will share with you in a bit. But what that shares with you is how whatever your goal might be here at Melaleuca, it is possible, and Melaleuca can be that vehicle to help you get there. How would $68,000 a year change things for you and for your family? It's truly a game changer. And if you just do the rough math, how much would you need to have in the bank earning interest in order to generate that type of income? It's significant. It's millions of dollars in order to achieve that. Or you can begin building this Melaleuca business, putting in the work, and it's all right here for you. That's what keeps me awake at night. Do enough people know that this is what's possible here at Melaleuca? The fact that you're here this morning tells me that you might, and I'm glad. I want to reinforce that point to you. Now, beyond the income, if you go one more page, here's where you see our LIA spread about how Melaleuca helps pay for your car. When you advance to senior director, Melaleuca does that, helps pay for your vehicle. And there again, this Melaleuca compensation plan, or how this can change your life when you set your goal to senior director or higher, this is life-changing. Along with the income we talked about, the residual income, how the car bonus is here. And one last piece, turn the page. When you advance to senior director, you have a chance, you will come in here to Idaho Falls, lucky you, into the global headquarters and attend Road to Executive Director. The Road to Executive Director is my favorite event. It's so intimate and so real, and a chance to really get to know each other and to think about where do you want to take your business moving forward. See, senior director is just the first step. But here at Melaleuca, we're all on a journey. Kim Satterwhite was on a journey. You are as well. And that senior director is a phenomenal goal to have. As you think about your brand new year, which is starting today, as you think about what you need to do today, what activities you need in order to reach that goal, I would strongly suggest, that's all I do. I don't make decisions, I suggest. Take a look at senior director and consider how that might change your life. And as you are approaching others, consider how Melaleuca can change their life as well. So now, everybody, let's go one step further and let's meet someone who's here, at least virtually. Decula, Georgia is home for her. She is National Director 7, Kim Satterwhite. Kim enrolled 3.5 years ago, everyone, and she has earned $1.7 million with her Melaleuca business so far. Kim, are you there? Come on into the virtual room. Good to have you here.
Hey, Darren, I am here.
Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you, Kim. So tell me, where are you at right now? I know you live in Decula, Georgia. Did I pronounce that right?
Decula, yes.
All right.
Decula, Georgia.
So are you there right now?
I am not. I'm actually in Blue Ridge, Georgia at a spiritual overflow retreat that I've hosted for about 30 ladies.
Whoa, very good. I bet that has to be a powerful weekend going on.
It has been extremely powerful, Darren, to say the least.
Wow. Well, thanks for being here with us. A lot of people know your story. I mean, you double advanced from National Director 5 to National Director 7. Boy, you just earned President's Club. Did you know we're going to be together in January in St. Lucia? Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I'm excited. Can't wait.
We're going to have a good time. So tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get here? What do we need to know about your story, Kim?
All right. Well, my story began, as Darren shared, 3.5 years ago. My entrepreneurial story began 20 years ago. So my journey goes like this. I was with Mary Kay for 15 years and learned a lot there, worked really hard there. And I was definitely in a position where my income was determined based upon, unfortunately, me having to put families in debt. Because in the beauty industry, a lot of times you got to have the products on hand. And I learned a lot there. I grew a lot. I worked really, really, really hard there. But it just was not enough for the work that I was putting out, the amount of time that I was unfortunately gone from my family. It got to a point where the rubber met the road and I had to make some decisions. And I ended up going in a different direction and starting with another company. And I did that company with my husband. And we did really well there considering and moved, really quickly there at that company. And at that time, when we were at the height of, what I felt was extreme success and doing all the things that I had envisioned being able to do for my family, I was not looking for Melaleuca at all. Matter of fact, I had heard about Melaleuca back in the day when I was in Mary Kay, and I thought, okay, Melaleuca, it just never registered. No one had ever really shared with me what all Melaleuca had to offer. And so sometimes I feel like we can form opinions of things that ultimately are our blessings, and we don't even realize it. So fast forward, having a conversation one night, I saw a friend who had made a video, Vanessa Keith, Senior Director 8. We got on the phone one night and I called her to just breathe some belief in her, wish her well in her new endeavor. I was still a part of that company. I actually was a mentor to her. She was one of my mentees. And I just wished her well. And I said, Vanessa, whatever it is that God has for you, wherever I'm here, I love you regardless. And Vanessa said some key things to me that night on the phone when she began to share, Kim, God has so much more for you. You just don't even know. She began to share her story about how she was able in her first couple of weeks with Mela to bring in about $2,800 for her family. And I heard it, but I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. And I was like, okay, that's great. But honestly, at that time, Darren, I was earning well over $2,800 a month. So it kind of was one of those things that I was like, let me just dismiss it. But I couldn't. Matter of fact, I was laying in the bed with my husband and I shared with him, wake up. Let me share what Vanessa told me. And he said, you really need to go back to sleep because that's not what we're doing. And so the next morning I got up and my spirit was just on an all-time high and I couldn't forget that number that she shared. And the reason I couldn't forget that number is because I was in a position where I was trying to help so many families earn income for their families. So I'm like, what kind of compensation plan would this company have? How is this making sense? And I began to dig and I began to look information up. And matter of fact, I called Monita Smith, and I said, Mo, I think we need to take a look at some things. And that's how my Melaleuca journey began. When I looked at the retention, when I looked at the compensation, and when I looked at the fact that it literally was a one-stop shop. I had been with a cosmetic company. I had been in a wellness company. And then I saw Mela having both and merging everything in the middle. It was really a no-brainer for me, Darren. And I took a tremendous faith walk and decided in 48 hours to close that chapter of that company and jump full all into Mela because it just absolutely made sense.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that story. And when I think about what I've heard you say before in other interviews, it's this, the difference is, Melaleuca is not an MLM. We're not part of that industry. Mm-hmm. I've heard you also then talk about what makes Melaleuca unique and different, very different from the MLM industry. So what is it? What makes Melaleuca so different?
What makes Melaleuca so different is, one, the heart of this company. I can tell you, being under other companies and obviously, teachings of things, that Mela is the total opposite. When you guys say that you're not an MLM company and that y'all are not in that industry, you don't even have any of the similarities, a lot of things that I was exposed to. I love the honesty of Mela. I love the integrity of this company. I love the fact that y'all stand firm on what's right and that, y'all care about everybody. It's not just titles here and, you chasing ranks and things like that. Matter of fact, we can't see volume for a reason. I love that you guys remove that temptation that would cause people to do things that we know in our heart and soul are just not right to get $1. I need that in my life because even though I didn't participate in those things previously, I also know that there's a lot of people who have a lot of hurts from that other industry. So they're very guarded coming into Mela, just because of past hurts. And so for me, when I saw the bigger picture, when I saw the retention again, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this company could not be producing products that people didn't love and keeping a 96% company-wide retention. The fact that Mela was debt-free, the fact that Mela was international, solid. I didn't have anything to worry about. My heart was at peace. And so I did. It was scary. I had a lot of families in mind when my decision was made, but I trusted God. And he clearly told me, Kim, I need you to trust me and I need you to leap. And I need you to leap now. And I did. And Darren, what I will say is that jump and that leap, being obedient, it just completely changed the game for my family. I ended up coming to Mela and I was blessed to go senior director 2 in 10 days. That was mind blowing. What I thought I had left behind in a previous endeavor, God literally gave me well over more than what I left. Yeah. And that's how he is.
Yeah. And your journey, like I mentioned, your journey is we're all on our own journey, right? And so
absolutely,
everyone's got their own, whether you're building on Pacesetter or building at your own pace, we honor that. And that is absolutely your goal. So that is great. Kim, tell me, what's your favorite product right now for you and Ed?
Oh gosh, do I have to name just one? I would say my favorite product right now is definitely all the Sabella products for sure. But if I have to go into a product, definitely Peak Performance in my household. Peak Performance, my husband loves it. GC Control, I'm drinking some now in my coffee. So those two products are absolutely some of our top favorites.
Yeah, it's actually that's a pro tip, by the way. GC Control in your coffee. There it is. So very, very good. Yeah. Hey, residual income right now. What is it every month?
My residual income is right now is somewhere around, I want to say about 16 to 18. 16 to 18,000. Yes.
And I know you and your entire organization, you've really worked on improving that retention. And so congratulations to you on that. And those bonuses are great. The bonuses are bonuses. But that residual income, boy, I tell you, you focus on that. You focus on the right activities. That's the life-changing piece here at Melaleuca. Am I close?
Absolutely. Absolutely, it is. And Darren, I just want to say, in comparison, and just, we have to understand, like you said, that this journey, everybody's journey is different. And so I tell people when I'm sharing the Mela opportunity, or I'm trying to share the potential, business side with others and showing them what's possible, people have to understand that I had 20 years prior to 20 years of relationship building, 20 years of a lot of falling on my face and getting back up and understanding and knowing how to pick myself back up. So, we can't look and say, oh, well, I didn't do that, or, oh, they did this or they did that. When I hear of people achieving tremendous success, when I look at my mentor, Erin Clark, and what she's been able to do, Ashley Olivan, people that inspire me, I look at that and say, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. I want to pick their brains and I want to see how they're moving. And so I tell people, don't ever let someone else's success story, make you feel less than, because you don't know what chapters people have walked out of. And I think that's important for us to remember.
Yeah, very, very good point. And that reminds me of, someone said it. It's but that the success that people are seeing, right, in all industries, whether it be sports but it behind the scenes, it is years and decades of hard work. There is no overnight success. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it in any industry, and that's a really good reminder. So thank you, Kim. All right, so everybody, we're here on November 6th, and we have got a promotion that is 6 days old, right? We've got $1 memberships to the 17th. We have an Enroll 2 promotion by the 17th. You're in your immunity bundle, and a $1,000 new director guarantee. Kim, talk to us a little bit about, in your experience, what's caught your eye about this promotion and how are you using it? I got to know.
Well, what caught my eye about this promotion is that, first of all, the incentives are just amazing. So thank you for that. I love this immunity bundle because it's something that we all can use. I teach my team that, first of all, it's just powering decision. It's powering getting it done. There are so many families that need Melaleuca that we have to be mindful of that, and we have to remain consistent. What I'm doing and what I'm teaching my team, first and foremost, is that we are working the 7 critical business activities over and over and over again, being comfortable in doing the mundane, the things that sometimes are boring to us, you guys. I'm a big tracker, so I have tracking sheets. This is about 600 people on a list that I continue to add to, Darren, when people come to my mind. And so when I add people to my hundreds list, I personally believe in no less than 10 touches. 10 touches, you guys. Don't give up when you are reaching out to share Melaleuca with somebody and they're not, giving you their yes on the first immediate go round. Most of the people that I personally reach out to, I'm touching them at least 6 or 7 times before they give me a yes, and some of them still have not. Some of my most key leaders that I've been able to link arms with, it took multiple. I mean, some of them, it even took years for me to get their yes. And so we work off of step number 1, you guys, building your contact list. You can't go any further in Melaleuca until you have a contact list, and not prejudging people that you write down on that list, making sure that you are looking at, the bigger picture. Everybody, as we know, needs Mela, in my opinion. But I also know that everybody isn't always the best fit for Mela, meaning that, guys, sometimes we can get discouraged when reaching out to people and they have a one-track mind where they don't appreciate value. the ones that Darren sometimes are like, you know what, I can just go to the Dollar Tree and get all of my products, and that's all they can see. Personally, I don't waste a lot of time on those individuals. You know, when I see that they're mine and they're not looking at the bigger picture after I've done my job, there will be people that you can tell them the whole picture of Mela and they still don't see it, and that's okay. But guys, being quick and swift to continue to move on and work that list of those that have been laid on your heart to share with Mela, being intentional about that.
So Kim, that list then, that is your, when we say adding names to your contact list, is that your contact list? Is that how you do it right there?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so now maybe just me. I want you to hold it up and then just there. Okay, just hold it right there so we can take a look at it. So 100 persons list, right?
Yes.
So where do you get that list? How do you add names to your contact list? Kim, how do you do it?
How I add names, Darren, I do a lot of things. One, I go through my phone. Every time that I scroll through my contacts in my phone, I literally pull more people off my hunters list that I've forgotten about. I personally like to open up my engagement on social media. When people are engaging and when people are liking my posts and engaging with me, whether it's someone I know, whether it's someone that I've just met and we just kind of virtually got connected, I personally have my friends list on Facebook organized so that if it's someone that I don't know, I'm not going to go directly in and throw up on them about Melaleuca. I have to warm those people up to me. And so what happens is when I spend, 20 minutes a day or however much time I take to engage, if they're organized on my contact list, I can then go in there and spend that time with new people, warming them up to me, getting to know them, getting to know their families, versus when I go on social media, seeing everybody who's already either on my team or in the company sideline. So just organizing my time so that I could work more effectively.
All right. So let's say I'm on your contact list, right?
Okay.
And you don't know me at all, right? But how do you take my name and then start developing a relationship with me or give me some of those touches every day? What does it look like if you were to come after me?
If I was to come after you, I would see you on social media and I would look and I would scan your profile. And you guys, it's a fine line. This is not to prejudge anybody, but it is to pre-qualify them. If I'm going to invest my time, especially if I'm looking at you as a business builder, someone that I want to partner with in business, I'm going to go and take a minute to go down your page and just see, what you're working with, Darren. I'm going to see, what are you talking about? What's the content? What's running in your stories? What are you putting up on your page so I can get an end to see where's the need? Where's the need? I'm going to find out about your family. I'm going to find out about your job, what you do professionally. I'm going to start engaging and, just jumping right on in. And what happens is when I start engaging with you, my things are going to start showing up in your feed. You're going to come back to my page. Even if you don't know me, you're going to say, well, who is this person? This is a new person engaging with me. I do it. And I say, oh, well, this is a new name. And they get added after I go and I look and I say, okay, let me get to know this person better. A lot of my contacts have absolutely come from social media. Mm-hmm. And so I'll just see what you're about. And if my intuition tells me, you know what, this is good, you're going on my hundreds list. Easy.
Okay. So then these touches, define for me these touches, and how do you then schedule your day in order to, focus in on doing that activity? I don't know about you, but man, I go into social media. I love it and I hate it. Before I know it, I've an hour has been wasted. I'm looking at puppy videos and whatever I was going to do before, I'm not doing anymore because I got distracted. I mean, how do you do that?
Well, creating that friends list that's organized, and I put people in groups. So like I have a category for the people I need to warm up. I have my builders on a group so that I can, scan and obviously engage on their posts as well. So I have people, newbies, new marketers that are coming through the door. They're on a list so I can engage with my newbies. So when I go on social media, I'm not spending a lot of time just aimlessly scrolling and wasting time. It's very intentional because I do. I y'all call it old school, but I've even gotten to the place now where I have a little kitchen timer in my office. So where if I say I'm engaging for 20 minutes on social media, that kitchen timer goes on and I'm just intentional about that's what I'm doing. Go to the list. So that prevents me from aimlessly scrolling. Another thing, Darren, that I do is this is a tracking sheet. This is a sheet I use daily, and it incorporates the 7 critical business activities. So the first box you see here is all about engaging. It's 15 boxes here. So this keeps me on track to say, Kim, you are going to engage with 15 people a day. The next here is, no, wait a minute. The first one is add people to your hundreds list. 15 people a day to my hundreds list. So I write their names down here. The second one is all about engagement. Who have I engaged with? So I'm writing in the box because I like to put pen to paper. And then the third is incorporating the approaches. Okay, so this sheet incorporates literally 7 critical business activities. It covers adding to the hundreds list. It covers the approaches, which talks about setting the appointment and making sure that they see a Melaleuca overview. As we go down further, it incorporates customer service, following up with your marketers. Down here, how many people have I celebrated? We know that that's part of the 7 critical business activities. And so it just keeps me organized. And I absolutely love it because I'm able to track every day. This is my daily report card. So if I look at this tracking sheet and it is blank, Kim has not worked for the day. So, that's the thing, you guys, like we can control a lot of this stuff in Mela. Mela is not hard. Mela is a decision. And when we decide to get ourselves organized, and that's super important for me, pen to paper, what am I doing? Because I can't control how many yeses I get, but I can control how many people I ask. What I do know, people lie, but numbers don't. So if I do what I'm supposed to do, Darren, and I write down and I engage, I follow up, I make the approaches, guess what? Results have no choice but to follow.
Kim, we talk a lot about trusting the process here at Melaleuca. And that's what I'm hearing you say is just trust that process.
Absolutely.
And how do you, though, hold yourself accountable to doing that? Man, life is busy, Kim. I mean, how do you hold yourself accountable to do that?
Darren, that's a really great question. I can just tell you over the years, my family has always been my why. And I tell my team, there's not a no in this world that will shut me down from going to get what God has for my family. And then, of course, all the other people attached thereafter. When we allow things to stop us, it's not just us that it's affected. There are people I know who are dependent on me to show them how to move mountains. And so when I look at that, I love how y'all celebrate so big. When I go down in my office, literally, I have my, accomplishments that Team Takeover has done on the wall, trophies, things that I look at. That's not for me. That's a representation of the lives I've been able to impact. And so when I walk in that office, Darren, and I'm feeling some kind of way, I may not be in the mood, I may be tired. I go in that office and I get empowered because I know that my yes is not for me. It is not for me. So it's a calling, it's a responsibility. And the bottom line is that if I don't, the bills will remind me, Darren, when we go to the mailbox. Real easy.
Very good. So I want to talk about approaching here in a second. And what do you say? I mean, I really want to spend some time there. But before I do that, I want to go back to the November promotion. We're 6 days in. Thanksgiving is coming, I think. And then the holiday. I mean, we're in the season. How are you using that $1,000 new director guarantee? In what ways are you just making it come alive for these new category 2s and 3s?
Well, Darren, first of all, $1,000 for 8 referrals is absolutely insane to me. Coming from that other industry, I can just speak from my last company, getting the $500 was a lot of work. To be able to refer 8 shoppers to a store that they don't have to leave their house. The products are of way better performance, first of all, coming straight to the door, convenience. They're not price gouging. They're in stock. It is a no-brainer. And I have laid that foundation very clearly for my newbies that I've already, enrolled this month and coming off of last month, hit and expanded. I've laid that foundation down for them to let them know, what would you do with $1,000? It's getting ready to be the holidays. You're not spending any more money sharing Mela as you are just shopping for Mela. That's one of the things I love. I love that I don't have to worry about going into a business builder kit or some ridiculous amount of inventory to get people up and running and put money in their family's pocket. I definitely share the vision of $1,000. What would you do with $1,000 right now? Talk to me about if you had $1,000 hit your account, what would be some of the things that would help your family with? And I'm writing those things down. And I'm taking it a step further. When they say, well, Kim, $1,000 right now, that would help me, pay for my daughter's ballerina class. That would help me get some Christmas gifts. Well, tell me, why is that important to you? digging a little deeper. Oh, well, it's important to me because my daughter has really wanted to do this for a while. Money has been tight. I haven't been able to put her in her ballerina. This is a gift that she wants to, participate in. And things are tight. How is that going to make you feel when you do that? Yeah. Digging a little deeper, you guys, to get the emotional connection, I feel like is super duper important. And you guys, I write that down. I write it down. I have a form that I have with my newbies. I write it down so that as they're getting, maybe discouraged or they're not moving or, they kind of go quiet sometimes. I can feel what that looks like and I can call them and I can send them things to remind them of the goal at hand and bring them back to that place of emotion for them to get them back in action.
Great point. Now, everybody, that's pure gold here, what Kim just laid out there. I've heard that same example trained on or talked about from Mark Atha and others as well. So it's $1,000, right? That's the goal. Right. But it's more than that. Why is that important to you? So that allows you to do what or feel what? And that one change, everybody, could really transform your conversations with new category 2s and 3s. It can transform your strategy sessions as well. Let me go further. And I'm talking to you, Kim, but also to everyone listening and watching. Write that down for yourself. Let's do that. Right. So it's really why you're building a business. But let's start there. Why are you building this Melaleuca business? It could be a dollar amount, right? To earn $5,000 a month or to reach senior director. That's great. I'm not judging that. My follow-up to you is that why is that so important to you? So that allows you to do what? And just write that down. So $1,000 a month, that would allow me to have a little more money at the end of the month. Okay. Now, why is that so important to you? Well, that allows me then to be able to pay my mortgage on time. Mm-hmm. Why is that so important to you? That's important to me because now I don't have to look across the kitchen table at my wife, Michelle, and see the worry in her eyes.
Yes.
Now we're getting somewhere, Kim, right? Is that what you're laying out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to connect the why to the emotion. You just do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So everyone, that's your challenge, your assignment. Once a month, once every quarter, do that exercise for yourself, because that also then it helps you model, and you can do that for your new category 2s and 3s about why are you really doing this, especially as we get into this brand new year. So Kim, thank you very much for that reminder. All right, why now, Kim? Why is now the time to act? I mean, you're out there in Georgia. I haven't been to Georgia in a long time, but in Idaho, right, we're seeing a lot of impact with COVID and help wanted and inflation, et cetera. In your own words, why do we need to act now? Not waiting until January or convention. Why now?
Because, Darren, if we wait, we're not going to be in position. First of all, families are not just hurting and going to be hurting in January. There's families hurting right now. And typically when we work our businesses, a lot of what we do in the now shows up over the next 90 days. So the bottom line is that if no seeds are planted now, there will not be a harvest for people in January. So I'm teaching my team that we want to go back and we want to heavily, plant those seeds in good soil, water those seeds tremendously so that come January, when people are ready for the new year, when those new resolutions are being made and people are just ready to take it to next levels, guess what? I've already had conversations. I've already been layering in and planting those seeds. So I expect the harvest come January, not just getting started. Sometimes we can miss the mark just because of procrastination. And I'm just teaching my team, and I hope that you guys absolutely agree with this 100%, that starts now. There's no need to wait. People are not waiting to go in Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, or Target. They're going in these stores every single day. We have the solution. So why would we wait? It makes no sense to wait, Darren. It's now.
Yeah. I have a little hobby here at Melaleuca. At the end of each promotion that we have, we've got a lot of them. I always take a look at a master list of who earned the promotion, especially among the leaders. And I've noticed that Kim Satterwhite doesn't miss many promotions. Why do you earn the promotion every time? And what's the benefit? And talk to me about that.
For me, the benefit is making sure as a leader, I'm leading from the front first and foremost. I can't get in front of my team and lead them properly if I'm never on the scoreboard, if I'm never incentive qualified, if I'm never getting what I'm telling them. Nobody likes to be told what to do. They need to be shown how to do it. And when I'm making sure I hold myself accountable at first, before anything else, Darren, it gives me the integrity that I feel I need and need to have to be able to properly lead my team. You know, it's not always about the incentive, you guys. I don't care what Mela rolls out. I love the incentives. But even if it was something I wasn't that excited about, it's never about the incentive for me. It's about the activity. Who is it that I'm going to meet when I go get my enroll 2, my enroll 4, my enroll 6, my expanded circle that needs Mela? Because I'm not looking at it as a gift that I'm getting in the mail, even though I appreciate that. I'm looking at it as another life that I've brought into the fold that I'm able to give hope to. So at the end of the day, it's major that I hit my incentives. You know, I've missed 2 incentives since I've been in Mela, and I mean, it darn near took me out. Last month, I was sharing with you was a great example of that. Halloween night, trick or treating. I get it, you know. And y'all, I had to work, and I'm past my warm market. So a lot of times when I'm sharing Mela with people, these are new connections. These are connections that I'm meeting and that I'm cultivating on social media and that I'm forming. I've already went through my warm market. So sometimes people may say, well, that's okay. She's had all this experience before. No, those people are gone. Like legit, I'm building and doing exactly what I'm teaching my team to do. I also know that the example speaks before the words. So that's why I hit my incentive. And so at the beginning of October, I decided I need to do 8. I want to enroll 8 shoppers. And, I didn't, the first half, I missed that Sabella bundle with the microbiome. And it almost took me out because that's the skincare that I use. I'm like, why did you wait? And so I immediately went and I built and I got my 4 and I hit the new incentive that closed out. But on the last day of the month, I had in 4. And I made a decision, Darren, that, you know what? That's not what I said. I said I was going to go get 8. And I locked myself in my office on Halloween and I went to work and I continued to dial and I got people on the phone and I started to share my excitement and I got to 6 and I started feeling defeated. I think I told you that I was like, oh, this is like really rough today, but I had 6. So I shared it with 2. And I just said, you know what, Kim, keep going. There are 2 more people on this list that need you. And I will tell you that I found the next one. She came to my house the next day. We did an in-person strategy session. Had I not pushed myself to continue to go as hard as I could and go until it was done, not when I got tired, but when I finished, her life would not be changed. And she's already wrapped up her incentive. And she just came in on the 31st of October. She's already incentive qualified. So all right. Again, that push for other people.
I had a question here. When you're getting someone started with their strategy session, what expectations do you set up front for new category 2 and 3 to start their accountability for training and work? So let's use that one example, and then we're going to go to the approaches. But in that one example you just gave us, what did that strategy session look like with the promotion, the residual income? What did you do? Because I will say, I should have mentioned this, you are really great at developing new directors. You absolutely have. In fact, I think you've been developing, what is it, 6? Oh gosh, like 8 in the past 12 months. Anyway, you're really good at it. How do you do it? Strategy sessions.
I pull their why from the very beginning, so we're both clear on what do you need Mela to do. If you could just take the lid off, and I said anything that you want is possible. Talk to me about what that looks like. And they begin to share. I let them know that I'm going to match my time with their efforts. In other words, it's a soft way of saying you will not waste my time. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to be there to back and run with you. But I also need for you to understand, too, my time is valuable as well as your time. So understand, do I have permission when you have shared with me that these are the desires that you need and that you want for your family? If I see you slipping, do I have permission to have those conversations with you and bring you back to what it is your heart desires? And if they tell me yes, then I know that that's a way that I can obviously bring them back. But I do set the expectation up front that, we're going to go ahead and get in action. I'm going to do a business launch for you. I need you to have your hundreds list. I don't leave it by chance, Darren. So when I'm doing strategy sessions, I'm not saying, hey, Darren, I need you to have your hundreds list and let me know when you're done. There's no open-ended. There's a time, there's a date. Hey, Darren, what I want you to do today and what I want you to focus on today, because we can't go to step number 2 or 3 until you do step number 1. we go through the 7 critical business activities, and I pull them back up to step number 1, which is create your hundreds list. Is there any reason why you can't have this done by tomorrow? Let's say 7:00.
Yeah.
And I tell them it's no big deal. Like, sit down and just do a brain dump. And guess what? They come back, they have their hundreds list ready, and we are ready to move into the next steps of the critical business activities.
So your 100, thank you for that. Your 100s list, do you happen to have a blank sheet of that? I want to give everyone a chance to do a screenshot of that form on the 100s list. Do you happen to have that? And you can take a picture of it with your phone. You can take a screenshot, everybody. And if you don't have it, Kim, you just say.
Don't think I do. Let me see. I don't think I do, Darren. No.
Okay. Then just let's hold it up one more time, even though it's filled out. Let's just show it. It's pretty simple, right? It's basically lines and names, right?
Yeah, that's it. Just lines and names.
All right. Nothing high tech, doesn't sound like.
No, not high tech at all. I'm just making sure. Yeah, I don't have a.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do, everybody, on some of these blank forms, we can put some of these up on Enhancing Lives as well. So I know a lot of interest in those forms. So thank you.
Darren, I'll share that. It's just a tracking sheet, and on the side I have boxes. So I don't know if y'all can see this, but there's boxes, and it says here survey. Was it a one-on-one? Did they do a live overview? Did I send them samples? Did I do a 3-way call? Did they see a Quick Share Pro? Just ways that I can track how I personally followed up with them.
Good. All right. So let's go now from that 100s list into the approach. How do you then really take action on that? And how do you know when to approach? And what do you say when you're approaching others? Give us some of that language that you use in the posture.
First of all, I think posture is key. I teach my team, we're so quick to want to send out a script, send out a mass message or, hey, what are you saying? Copy, paste. I don't copy, paste. I don't. I just don't. I just go with what it is I feel in my heart, what it is that I feel Mela can do for that family. I feel like when you take the time before you go mass messaging people or even sending them that first message to try to get to know how is Mela going to bless this family, magic begins to happen. I can tell you that, I just go with what it is I feel in my heart. So it can be something as simple as, Darren, I've been meaning to reach out to you for a while. I know this is going to come out of left field, but I was just curious to know. I know how busy you are with the kids. I know that you are working and, it seems like you're, in between 2 jobs right now. I know time may be something that you probably would want to save. Has anybody ever taken the time to introduce you to the wellness store known as Melaleuca? And I let them tell me most times it's a no. It is an absolute no. It can be that, I'm dealing with a pregnant mom. Matter of fact, this just happened last month. Someone who is in position to get ready to have birth any day now. I've been wanting to reach out to her for a while. She's in another company, but I know that this is her first child. And so I just got in her inbox and I just struck up a conversation with her. How are you doing? How many more weeks before you're delivering? We just got to talking. And I said, girl, I don't know if you know, but one of the things that I know you want to do is rid your home of chemicals having a newborn baby. And she said, yes, I do. Me and my husband were just talking about that. And I said, has anyone shared with you not only about the wellness store, but let you know, like, girl, we have a whole baby line. I immediately thought about you because, and I went into that, what made me think about her. I feel like, Darren, when we speak from our heart, you can't go wrong. People want authenticity. They want you to just speak from your heart, you guys. When I used to send out mass messages or this script, if you will, it didn't resonate with people. They'd leave me on red. It's like, girl, bye. I don't know. But when I'm really real with them and they know that I've taken the time to study them, to know, like, wow, she's actually paid attention to some of the things that I'm doing. You guys, I take it a step further with my potentials, my customers. When I see they're struggling through things, I'll send them an e-card. It's free. Sending people things, you guys, to let them know you care past business is a big deal. So being able to, just really be genuine with people and let them know that you care past just the dollar is major.
Mm-hmm. Presidential Director Jeff Miller. Jeff, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, he's famous for saying, you know what, with this contact list and approaching others, he doesn't have a contact list. He calls it a contact book. He never takes someone off of his contact list. For example, it's many examples. I know Seville Co. he reached out to for months. Rafael Rojas for years. And I heard you say something about the number of touches that you give people in order for them to perhaps make a decision. And I want to go to you directly. How is that what you're saying also, in that when you have someone on your 100s list, how much time do you give them when you approach, and do you ever take them off?
I will tell you, there are people I have removed off my hundreds list. And typically that's when the energy's not good. If they've been really rude to me, if I reach out and they're rude, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to take that. So that's not
toxic people.
Yeah, I'm not bringing toxicity over here. So yes, I have removed people, but there has been people I've went past 10 touches. The reason I teach the team to do 10 touches is because it takes the emotion out of it for them. My question isn't what they said. My question is, did you ask? And so when I look at my hundreds list and I see, even on mine right now, like legit, there's people on here that they have no check marks. So I don't know if y'all can see this, but there's check marks. There's check marks. Some people have check marks, and you can see some have none. Some have a couple. There's plenty that have none. And when they become a member of the wellness store, I highlight their name. So you can see check marks, check marks. I can look here and see that even though this person has not joined, guess what? I've only done 3 touches. Even though this person over here, this person I've never even touched. So I'm tracking myself to know that, Kim, if they're worth you writing their name down on that hundreds list, they are absolutely worth you following up at least 10 touches to expose them to Mela when they're ready. So for me, it's not about, I've talked to 20 people today. I've made 20 approaches. Honestly, Darren, if they say yes or no, that's not the point. The point is, did I touch 20 people? Did I touch them? And then I look at those people and I see, Kim, you have not approached them 10 times. I'm giving them that grace, because what we do know is most people are going to be saying yes between probably about 5 to 7 touches. I don't ever want to be in a position where I've laid that foundation and I've talked to that person, because we know it happens. And then somebody, I forget about them and I'm like, oh, well, they left me on red. Well, I've already talked to her about Mela. No, I have not. I never got the chance. So I need to continue to softly touch and remind them, hey, I'm here when you're ready, not being pushy. I don't want to walk away from anybody and then have somebody come right behind. And guess what? They get their yes, but really, I've touched them 3 times. That person gets them on that next yes, because guess what? Kim walked away from it. Kim chose not to follow up again. So that's why the 10 touches is, for me, it's more mental, and it keeps me from being emotional about my business as well.
And when you say a touch, am I right in saying it's an opportunity to build a relationship with someone? It's not a full-blown approach, or
Correct.
Is it? Okay.
It most of the times is an approach, but it's definitely a follow-up to Mela at some point. I can say, hey, you know what? That first initial approach could be me asking, has anybody taken the time to talk to you about Mela or introduce you to the wellness store? The second approach can be, you know what? Let me shoot you over a survey so that you can see how quickly you could start converting things that you're already shopping for. Number 3 approach, you know what? Girl, you scored a 400 on the survey, and just looking at a glance, that's about 11 months of an order. If you just slowly, this doesn't have to be done at the same time, slowly start converting your home. Tell you what, hop on this overview. Are you available on this day or this day to hop on and get some more information? Whatever that looks like, check mark.
So that overview, I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that is so key at Melaleuca is, boy, you got to see a complete overview.
Yes. Absolutely.
What is your philosophy? I mean, you have great retention. You've really been working on that. How is that? How does the complete overview change things for your business?
Oh my gosh. When they see the overview, it's just like it puts it into perspective, So I'm between showing them the wellness store, doing a shop tour where I just, share my screen and show them the different aisles, kind of give them an intimate sneak peek. But definitely the overview is pictures, it's before and afters. You know, at the end, I can touch on business. So a lot of times when I have people that, you know, I'm thinking, oh, well, this would be great for them to shop. And in my mind, I may think they may not want to do the business, or they may say, you know what, I'm not looking to do another business, Kim. No. It's none of that. This is going to save you money regardless. Okay. So even from a shopping standpoint, when I'm able to show them a full overview, they'll even switch gears sometimes and say, well, I didn't realize that this absolutely makes sense. And I'm actually open to, you know, what if I did want to make a little money? What does that look like? The overview shows the clear picture versus just a piece. Super important that people see an overview. Even if I send someone a survey and they're ready to rock and roll and I verbally give them the ins and outs of Mela, I still go back and say, I need you to see an overview, because these are the things that they're going to be inviting their guests on as well. And when I launch people, I do a full overview anyway. So yes, overviews are major.
So Kim, we're going into the holidays here. By the way, everyone, just as a time check for you and your calendar, we're going to be wrapping up here in the next 5 minutes. Kim, gosh, we got Thanksgiving coming up. We got Christmas coming up. How should we be thinking about the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks about why now? Give us some advice.
Again, Darren, it's going to propel you into 2022. So you want to make sure that you're planting those seeds. For me personally, a lot of my Christmas shopping is coming from Mela. Supply and demand has been disrupted. So I'm like, I'm offering people solutions right now because they need them right now. You know, I can tell you in Georgia, going in stores, my husband goes out to get things on the weekend and he's going to 5 and 6 different stores because they've already started limiting things. We know the price gouging is going to come. So if you look at Mela as the blessing that it is, it's very easy to open your mouth because we're not selling anything. We're giving people access to the things that they're already buying and simplifying it for them. So when you ask me why now, why wait? Why wait?
And we've set the table for you with the November promotions. We've talked about $1,000 director guarantee and the enroll 2 through the 17th for dollar memberships and also for the immunity bundle. And so we've really chunked this out for you in about every 2 weeks, which is really good for the brain. It gives you a nice short-term goal in order to reach and to hit that, and just watch what can happen to your business when you do that. But Kim, you've given us some really great insights on why now, how to use that $1,000 director guarantee. You've got the last word to all of North America. We got thousands here who are interested in doing big things with their business, changing your life through Melaleuca. What final advice would you have for everyone? You got the last word.
All right. I would say don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it, you guys. Understand, Mela there's no shortcuts. When we take shortcuts, we build on sinking sand. When you do it right, you build it tight. And so I just want to encourage everybody that as you're building your residual income, whatever those wins look like, if it's you get an incentive qualified for the first time, yay for you. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Don't compare. Some of the people, teammates that you started with in the beginning, you may not finish within the end, and it's okay. That's why we have to continue to refresh our hundreds list so that we can make sure our well never goes dry. And I would just say, make that decision that you're worth it. Make that decision your family is worth it. And don't discredit the opportunity that God has put in your lap through the vehicle of Melaleuca. That's what I have for everybody, Darren.
It's good. Kim, a quick follow-up and looking at some of the questions here. Do you have a favorite overview format? What overview do you use as far as refer a friend or Quick Share Pro, in person, online? Do you have a favorite? Or is it depend?
My favorite is the overview that you guys have. Those slides that you guys have in the back office, I have those slides and I just added my story in and customized it a little bit. So I feel like what you guys have is more than enough. And just making it your own, you guys, bring your passion forward, bring your fire forward. The only way that you're going to learn and get confident to be able to do something is to go do it and to practice. We have Quick Share Pro. That's a very condensed version of the overview. But guys, don't be afraid to, grab the overview that the company has and start practicing. Even if it's just with one person, as you begin to get better and better, you guys will be able to do those overviews in your sleep. When you hear the words, when you read the words, when you see what Mela is, if we just make the decision, you guys, just to dive in. I didn't know everything when I came over here, but I knew it made sense that people needed to see an overview. So I just learned how to do them. And I just feel like if you can just not look for the shortcut answer, not look for the quick and fast, and do the activity and trust the process. You will not go wrong here at Mela. They have everything we need.
So Matt, who's helped me here on this webinar, if you can make sure the chat is turned on, I think it is. Everyone, we would love it before we wrap up. Just in the chat, put your biggest takeaway that you learned here from Kim, and what do you plan on doing today to reach your goals here in November? We'd love just to have you do that, so we'll keep track of that. It's really awesome to see that. Here they start coming in, and Kim, you can probably see that. Really, really great comments.
So fast there, and I can't read them.
I know it's great. So we'll do, Kim. We'll have all these and we'll send these to you. Awesome. Don't overcomplicate. 100 list. Yeah, the touching, right? So really great. So Kim, I know that you had a retreat going on and you're in a house full of 30 women. And so thanks for giving us your time this morning. You've done so much here for Melaleuca, you and Ed as well. And so we're really, really proud of you and what you've accomplished. And thanks for giving us your insights here this morning. By the way, we had a supply chain issue. Can Ed help us out at all? I know he's a truck driver, right? So what can Ed give us a hand?
He sure can. Mela has given my family hope, you guys. I sleep better. I'm able to operate in my overflow, which is able to impact more families. And the blessing that has come from Mela has provided my husband the opportunity to have his own company and dispatching company to go alongside of that. And so it's just bigger than us, you guys. But yeah, if y'all need Ed to make some deliveries, you got my number. He sure will.
Good luck to him in his new business. He's going in at the right time, I'll tell you what. All right, Kim, thanks so much. And everyone, Matt, I'm going to hang out here and just look at some of the chats. So thanks for attending, everybody. It is the Focus Forward webinar. November is all yours. It's the 6th of November. Everything you do today is going to influence your November. But these new enrollees you're bringing in, you're going to be inviting them to January launch on January 8th. Yes. What an opportunity to get them plugged in right away and to get connected with you and your team and with Melaleuca. And launch is just that tremendous opportunity. So don't miss what's in front of you. Just start taking action today. Yeah. All right, guys, thanks. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks for being here. So many takeaways, you guys. Thanks for weighing in. It's really great to see these. You were definitely paying attention. That's awesome. Yeah, you're going to get incentive qualified to enroll to promotion. That's great. I'm a newbie. Thanks for the insight. Camillus Castaneda, if I pronounce your name right, Camillus, welcome. Yeah, and Dean, dig deeper into their why. Absolutely. That's a game changer. Yep, the why, social media 10 touches. Really cool, you guys. Keep them coming. Someone, yeah, a little Spanish. Wish I could speak Spanish. Oh, awesome. Just keep pushing. Sylvia, that's it. You got it. Erica, growing old with Melaleuca. I don't know how old you are, but I am too. We'll do it. Here we go. I'm going to jump down. All right, Cindy Placide. Cindy, I've now mispronounced your name. Great. New meaning. That's wonderful. Yep. Don't ever give up. Lizette, thank you. Question of where you can rewatch this. We'll be putting highlights of this up on Enhancing Lives. And yeah, awesome, you guys. Hey, Matt, we're going to wrap up here. You can go dark here in about 30 seconds. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks again.